Hey you guys. So as promised, I just want to just talk you through real quick how to approach the written portion of your PSSA exam. Now I read through what you guys wrote down for your practice exam, and they weren't bad. They weren't bad, but we're going to take that and improve. So, like I said, two types of questions that you'll get on your real exam. The first one is based on a passage that you had to read. Um, this particular one, um, I'm not going to read through it, but here it is. It's about Wolfgang Mozart, who's a famous composer. So, you read through your passage. We talked about in class what you are to do before you write. Read the question carefully. Make sure you have read the entire passage carefully. And then here's the important one. Think about how the question relates to the passage. So you take your pencil, your underline or circle exactly what that question is asking. Take out all those extra words. Just zero in on exactly what it's asking. And then finally, on your scratch paper, organize your ideas. So you can just jot down some things. You can use a thought map. You can use an outline, any other graphic organizer. Just get your ideas down, organize them. Write down what you're going to write down your main idea, and then what you're going to say to support that. And just write down the order of how you're going to type out your final version. Okay, so that's before you write. As you write, analyze the information from the passage. Basically, show that you understood what you read. Okay, make sure you use evidence from the passage to support your response. Now, I'm going to do a really just quick little silly little example to show you what it means to analyze the information and then use evidence. So if I give you a sentence and I say, my cat is amazing. All right, for you cat people out there. My cat is amazing. So that would be my main idea. That would be what I'm going to talk about. And then I would go on to say, she is able to jump from one windowsill ledge to the other without slipping off. She I don't know, she goes outside and plays in the park and then comes back home and does not even get lost. She is able to sleep all day from sun up to sundown. She climbs onto my lap and she purrs when I'm having a bad day and it makes me feel better. Okay, so my main idea was my cat is amazing, and then after that I gave evidence. I gave reasons to prove my main idea. I gave you all these reasons, all these things that my cat does to prove that she's an amazing cat. All right. So that's how you want to organize your paragraphs. You want to give your main idea and then you want to give the evidence to support that idea. Use good language after you write. Go back and check. Make sure you have things spelled right. Make sure you have your punctuation, your capitalization. Um, and finally, you want to have an introduction, a body, and a conclusion. After you write, uh, just check to see that you have done all of these things. Okay, so that is one type of written response that you'll see. Another type is the one that you actually responded to on your practice exam. This one is an argumentative writing prompt. So it's not based on a passage that you're reading. It, all the information that you're going to give is just coming from your own brain, your own opinion. So this one says, and this should really look familiar to you. Some people believe that the age of the printed book should come to an end. Many people now download books to electronic devices. Some libraries even have these devices for their users to check out. Write an argumentative essay for your teacher supporting your claim about whether electronic devices should replace printed books. Be sure to use reasons and evidence to develop your argument. Okay. Before you write, now this will be similar to before, but there are some differences between writing a response based on a passage and then writing an argumentative response. So before you write, you still have to plan. Make sure you understand what the prompt is asking you to do. So get your handy pencils out. Make sure you have those in your hand. What's this asking you to do? Support your claim about whether electronic devices should replace printed books. The first thing you got to do is tell if you think they should replace it. Right? You have to give your opinion about that. Yes, I think they should. No, I think they shouldn't. And then you have to actually support that claim by telling why. Think about your task and your audience. Okay, so this is it. Should be written in a formal style. It's for school. It says for your teacher, for the test, formal style. So no slang, no, ain't or anything like that. You want to think about your topic, the claim you want to support for that topic, and any opposing claims. So like you can kind of play the devil's advocate. I think that, electronic devices should not replace printed books. Now, for people who think that they should, this is what I would say to them. So you would address any alternate arguments for that, any alternate claims, and you organize your ideas on scratch paper, just like before. However you want to do that. While you're writing, first thing you want to do is state your claim. And I just said this. You want to tell whether or not you think they should replace the printed books. You state it very clearly. State it very clearly. And then after that, you want to support your claim with your reasons and your evidence. Okay? Presenting alternate or opposing claims, just kind of playing the devil's advocate. How would you argue with someone who thinks differently? How would you argue with someone who thinks that all printed books should be downloaded into electronic devices? Okay, and address that. Introduction, body, and conclusion. So you have your 3 paragraphs there. And then after you write, you want to check and make sure everything's spelled right, capitalization, spelling, sentence formation, that everything is. So you want to read over it a few times to make sure everything is clear and neat. Punctuation's there. You're not using any slang. You want to check to make sure you stay focused on your topic, that you use reasons and evidence to support your claim. So I see we are at 8 minutes. I'm going to try to do, in the next 2 minutes, show you really quick some quick examples of this. All right. So here is an example of a response that would get an A+. All right. Right at the beginning. Some people believe this. Many people do this now. Some libraries even do this. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Here's where it starts. This student actually starts with a question. Have you ever read a book on an electronic? You shouldn't. Reading on electronic can damage your eyes. Okay, and this student kind of gives an introduction, but here's what the student claims. Printed books should remain. That's the claim the student is making. And then from there, the student goes on to give some examples. So this one is that electronic devices make your eyes hurt. This next example is that they can be hard to hold comfortably. This next one is that they can be expensive, right? Things are expensive, and then give some examples. The next one is that reading on electronics is bad. For example, it wastes paper. So you see each paragraph gives a different reason or a different piece of evidence to support the claim. Okay. And then I see we're coming up on 10 minutes now. Oops. Let's see. And then if we go down to a writing sample that would not get a high score, let's look at this. Here's the whole thing. I think electronic devices should replace printed books because you don't have to worry about the electronic device being ruined, but books could have water spilled on them, ruining the pages to the books. Plus, electronic devices can have a waterproof cover to protect them from being ruined. First thing is wrong with this. Well, the first thing that's right with this is that the claim was made. This student actually absolutely believes that electronic devices should replace printed books. Perfect. But does the student then go on to give different paragraphs that give reasons for that claim? They give evidence, they give support for that claim? No. Does the student use any type of punctuation? No. It's just a one long run-on sentence. This would not get a lot of points on the test. The first example would. Okay, I'm posting this to the announcement, to our class announcements, but I will also send you what you wrote down as an answer to this question, and you can compare what you wrote to these two examples.